Today, I want to tell you a little story. When my girls were young, they were really into princess movies. I didn't really care for them, but I love my girls, so I would kind of sit there and watch them with them. I barely paying attention. I just kind of reach down, grab a magazine or something, and just not really pay attention to what they were doing, but I was spending time with them. They would watch these movies over and over and over again. It was just kind of to me, it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense because, first off, I didn't get into them. But to them, they absolutely loved them. They would wear out a DVD, and then mom would buy them another DVD so that they could have it and just watch it over and over again. That all kind of changed when they got into one princess movie. This movie, the first time I remember them watching it, I didn't pay much attention to it. I sat down and all that. I just kind of glanced up every now and then. I said, that's kind of interesting. It had some actual fighting in it, swordplay. It had some wrestling. It had some comedy. It had a lot of different things to it that kind of started appealing to me a little bit. And after a while, I kind of got into the movie. I'd watch it with them and all that. And one day, there was a part in that movie that just really spoke to me. Well, I'll let you know what that movie is. That movie is The Princess Bride. It's a movie that if you've never seen it, I highly recommend that you watch it. It has action, it's got comedy, it has all kinds of things. But I want to kind of explain the movie and explain what happened that really caught my attention. See, The Princess Bride is a movie about the beautiful Buttercup. Buttercup was so beautiful. Her family had a farm. They, you know, they she had horses, had all kinds of stuff like that, and she had a stable hand. His name was Wesley. She didn't treat Wesley very good. In fact, she was just downright mean to him most of the time. But every time she'd tell him to do something, he would respond with "as you wish." Over time, she realized that when he said "as you wish," that he was actually telling her that he loved her. So they fell in love. They started reaching out to each other and all that and finding that love, that true love that they had. But as the times were, Wesley was just a stable hand. He wasn't much more than a slave to him. So to be able to have the ability to marry her, he had to go out and seek his fortune. So he took off, he got on a ship and went to another land to seek his fortune. And some disaster happened. The ship that he was on was captured by the Dread Pirate Roberts. And everyone knows that the Dread Pirate Roberts keeps no prisoners. So her beloved Wesley was dead. She mourned and mourned. For several years there, she mourned. But she was still so beautiful. And the prince of the land, Prince Humperdinck, sought her, and he convinced her to marry him. She wasn't in love with him, but she is more like, well, why not? Well, Prince Humperdinck was not a very good man. In fact, he planned on using Buttercup, having her abducted. He hired 3 men, Indigo Montoya, the Spanish swordsman, who was seeking the six-fingered man to avenge his father's death. Fessick, an enormous giant of a man who single-handedly has defeated 5 men in a fight. And Fassini, a Sicilian with mind-boggling intellect. He considered Aristotle a moron. Those 3 abducted Buttercup. They captured her, took her to the Gilder frontier, planning on having her killed there so Prince Humperdinck could declare war on on the nation of Gilda and get and make more money and get more land. Well, she was followed. She was rescued. A man started following her. The man defeated the Spaniard in a sword fight. He defeated the giant in a hand-to-hand combat. And he defeated the Sicilian through a battle of wits with his mind. But Buttercup wasn't happy. This made her even sadder than she was before, because the man that had rescued her was the dread pirate Roberts, the one who had taken everything from her, had killed her beloved Wesley. The part that really touched my heart more than anything else is the part they were standing at the top of a hill, and the dread pirate Roberts was talking down on her. He said he'd remembered Wesley, and he said that she did not deserve a man who died as well as he did. And he finally asked her, he says, "What do you want of me?" And she says, "To die," pushing him. He started rolling down that hillside. And as he was rolling down this hill, he was saying, "As you wish." Realizing it was her beloved Wesley, she rolled down the hill with him, went after him. And at the bottom of that hill, he asked her, he says, why did you not wait for me?" She said, "Because you were dead." And he said this one statement that shook me to my core: "Death cannot overcome true love." See, that's what Jesus has done for us. He died on the cross. John 3:16. God loved us so much that he allowed his only son to die so that our sins can be forgiven. Think about that. He loved you that much. Via con Deus, and as you wish.